Hello, hello. Okay, you saw my video on clouds. Now I'm going to show you how to do a tree using something called straw blowing. Such a fun technique to use. We begin with the trunk of our tree, which would just be wider at the base and slightly narrower as it goes up. And if you recall, a tree makes up the letter Y. So you can just kind of decide which side is going to be my wider side of the Y, which side is going to become more narrow. Sometimes trees are split 50-50 in thickness, but usually one side is a little wider. And give your tree some imperfections. That's what makes nature so fascinating, is how many little imperfections we can find in nature. Just like human beings are not perfect, nature is not perfect. That's what makes it look real. Splash some little color in there. I'm using watercolors here and inks. So if you have watercolors, or if you can water down some paint, you could make a tree using straw blowing. Okay, so how the straw blowing works. You're using very liquidy colors, and I'm just gonna drop the paint into really drippy puddles, and you're going to use a straw and just blow. And if you kind of wiggle the straw while you're blowing through it, it'll make these wavy little natural looking random lines. I'm trying to think of where the light might be shining. Always think about, where's my light source when I'm making something in art? How is the light going to affect things? So I'm kind of thinking I'll make things a little lighter on one side than the other. So neat. I have a few different colors mixed on my palette. I mixed them before I started, because watercolor is the kind of thing where you want to work while it's wet. This is my second layer on this, obviously, because I did the clouds first, but you really don't want to layer too much, or your paper will start to buckle and bend and fold in funny ways that you don't want it to. Don't be afraid to let branches overlap. Again, imperfections are what make this really natural looking and beautiful. I'm enjoying this tree. It is looking good. Kind of colorful against this colorful background. So you're just dripping the paint. It has to be drippy. It won't work if it's too thin. I don't know about you, but the trees in my neighborhood have started to blossom. I love springtime, even though I have wicked allergies right now. Very awkward time to have allergies. Anybody else having that trouble? Very strange, blowing your nose right now. Oh, I love it. Okay, maybe just a little bit more on this side, and then I think we're good.